My name is David Bent and I am the Director of Sustainable Business at Forum for the Future. Forum is a sustainable development non-profit with offices in London, New York, Mumbai and Singapore, and we exist to catalyse the big shift to a sustainable future. Last year we were seeing servicisation and the sharing economy as expressions of the digital revolution, and I think this year what we can already see is a large number of retailers under immense pressure. So Sainsbury's have just put in a surprise bid for Argos because they're so afraid of Amazon and what's going to happen in deliveries fresh produce from Amazon. So I think we are seeing massive pressure and we're seeing lots of retailers really struggling. I think we're also seeing a backlash from, for instance, taxi drivers against the servicisation of taxis through Uber and others. So we're seeing the response to it from the current incumbents. Some of those responses might work, some of them won't. But I think we are also seeing even more of that transition to underpinned by digital technologies. We're seeing that transition to sharing, to access economy, to servicisation. Well, the Paris Agreement is fabulous in one way and terrible in another. It's fabulous because it gives us a very strong ambition and a strong steer that we want to hit a world which is only 1.5 degrees warmer than a pre-industrial world. That's fantastic. It's terrible in another way because there is actually no commitment to action. And the emissions profile we need to get to 1.5 degrees means we have to start cutting emissions now and doing that in a deep way. We're not going to be able to do that by doing the same old things we've been doing. We're not going to be able to do it through incrementalism. We have to do it through big changes, big shifts in people's lives, big shifts in how we provide energy, how we use it, big shifts in how we do agriculture. And all of that rests on innovation and creative destruction. So in order to get to a world of 1.5 degrees where we can have fun, be within environmental limits and make the choices we want, we absolutely need to have innovation right now. My one resolution for business would be for the leaders to bring the next wave of businesses into doing sustainability well. So we have been very used to the same companies winning prizes and being the voices that we hear. That's fantastic. Love working with Unilever and M&S, all the rest of it. But we're not going to get to that sustainable future if it's the same usual suspects who are the actors. So my one resolution would be to bring in that next tranche, thousands of companies from across the world, especially from the emerging markets of Brazil, Russia, India, Indonesia and China. They're the ones we need to be adopting sustainably now before it's too late for those countries, and that would be my resolution. So I think it's easy to think that the way we get to a sustainable future is through better technology and to have this sort of techno-optimistic view. And certainly we will need technologies, new ones to come through. We've got a current crop of great technologies like solar, which need to scale. That's all fantastic. But underneath that and enabling that are, let's call them social technologies, institutions, regulations, people who have the skills and the understanding and the critical thinking to be able to leave the past behind and go towards the future. So if I was to invest in one thing, it would be in the social technologies, the institutions, the collaborations, the people who can make a difference and take those technologies, originate them and then take them to scale. There are massive challenges to get to a sustainable future. We're going to need to be able to feed 9-10 billion people by 2050. We need to be able to clothe them, to have them energy, all sorts of things, and we also need to give them a chance to make their own choices about the lives they want to lead. Those are massive challenges, and we really have to have zero tolerance towards incrementalism. That is not going to deliver the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, which number one is a world without extreme poverty. We're not going to get there by just doing more of the same. And that means we need innovation, we need creative destruction, we need, if you're a current incumbent, we need you to be willing to change yourself and to sort of undermine your own sales today, cannibalize your sales today in order to be successful and win tomorrow. And we also need the disruptive innovators, the entrepreneurs, those heroes of a market economy. We need those to be focusing on the problems they can solve now and for the next 20 years, so that in 2050 we have 9-10 billion people who are able to choose the lives that they want, unencumbered by the problems we've given them.